Hey there, this is Kyle Campbell with Reliant Horror. I'm here with James Silva from Ska-Studios.
Hi.
Hi there. So, for our readers on Reliant Horror, what is Salt and Sanctuary?
So Salt and Sanctuary, it's a 2D stylistic action RPG. Throw all the words in there. It's basically it starts you off as a shipwrecked sailor on a mysterious island full of things that are trying to kill you, and basically your mission is to explore, discover, figure out a way out, or what the mystery of the island is. And there's a lot of emphasis on character customization, character builds, bosses as a spectacle. I mean, we really are into Eastern style bosses in games.
Yeah.
Just attack patterns and just horrible challenges.
All right, perfect. So, the game obviously draws heavily from the Dark Souls games. What in particular about those games inspired you while making Salt and Sanctuary?
Yeah, I mean the character builds was that's a really important pillar of Salt and Sanctuary. I really wanted to. I really fell in love with how Dark Souls. It's an action game where the actual game depends so much on how you build your character out. So if you go range versus spellcasting versus melee. And Salt and Sanctuary is a stylistic action platformer, and so there's a huge emphasis on recognizing attack patterns, on spacing, on combos, and we wanted it to all feel totally different and totally awesome, with all sorts of like a huge variety of builds. So there's been a lot of playtesting, a lot of passes, a lot of trying out different builds. Make sure spellcasting is still fun. Doesn't feel like we don't want one build to feel like easy mode.
Yeah.
So there's been a lot of work.
You want it to be balanced, right?
Yes, that's the word I'm looking for.
Fair enough. I heard that there's only two of you working on the game. What are the challenges and strengths of working with such a small team?
Obviously the challenges are that it's just an immense amount of work for a team this size.
Yeah.
Strength-wise, it's really nice just to be able to have an idea and implement it. I've never worked on a larger team. I don't really know how it works, but I imagine you can't just be like, hey, I'm going to do this now. It's everything has to be planned, everything has to be agreed on. So as a small team, we can just do whatever we want. We have an idea, we have a joke. We can throw it in the game, and it's really satisfying, really fun, but yeah, it's a lot of work.
I'd imagine. Okay, so now one of the first things that comes up when people are talking about Dark Souls is difficulty. For your game, was being difficult and important, or is it not important? Is it a factor in development, or?
I think what happens with difficulty, with games that come across as really difficult, it's when the developer is satisfied with the difficulty, it comes across as overbearingly hard for the new coming gamer.
Yeah.
I think that kind of happens by default. And our earlier games, Dishwasher Dead Samurai, Dishwasher Vampire Smile, that was really, to me, that was just. I said, all right, this doesn't feel like a pushover. This feels good, and the gaming. The gaming world at large, just said, wow, this is a hard game. And I think that's a good amount of difficulty. I think that's when I read about how Demon Souls and Dark Souls came to be, it was pretty much the same story. The testers just got used to it. They got used to the level of difficulty, and that became the new normal. And for a new, a new coming gamer, when you play a game that's that difficult, it feels really bad at first, but then it really just gives you this level of satisfaction, because once you surpass a challenge, it feels like it's all on you. It's something that you developed, you figured out on your own, and it's just a sense of accomplishment. It's amazing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's less about being hard for the sake of hard and giving you versus just giving you a sense of accomplishment and being genuine about it.
Right.
Yeah. Now, we've mentioned Dark Souls several times, but I'd like to know what it is you believe that makes Salt and Sanctuary its own beast, stands out on its own. It's just Salt and Sanctuary.
Right. Yeah. It's actually it's a funny line that we walk, because obviously it's its own thing, and then when you read fan reactions, and there are a lot of people who are like, well, can you put Solaire in? Can you put Ornstein and Snow in? And it's like, it's like, well, I mean, it's its own thing. I mean, obviously it's very inspired, but it's still, you know, not only is it its own thing, but that would also be illegal.
Yeah, exactly.
but yeah, I mean, like a lot of the dishwasher made its way into Salt and Sanctuary. So the feel of the combos, the feel of the combat, you know, it's something that I've been doing for years. It's a feel that's very unique to Ska-Studios games. I mean, I know we're not the biggest studio in the world, but you know, for those those out there who play other games, it'll feel familiar. It'll look familiar. You know, it's definitely it's our take, and it's definitely got its own feel to it. So.
Yeah, I absolutely thought so too. It very much feels like its own thing. So, and last bit, we're just closing up. Thank you very much for talking with us. And my last question is, what platforms is it available on, and when is it coming out?
It'll be PS4, Vita, and PC, and the release date is to be determined.
Okay, well, thank you very much.